this thing is evolving so rapidly, and it's clear at this point that digital assets are going to be the way the monetary systems and the global monetary system operates going forward. So, having said all that, I want to jump in. Let's first start this discussion with the most popular digital asset out there. Now, it's so popular. In fact, like earlier today, I was saying it has that jello effect where nobody refers to it as gelatin, which is what it is. They all refer to it as the brand name, which is jello, So Bitcoin has really achieved that status in terms of, the digital asset world. So break that down for us a little bit. Give us some of the differences between these cryptocurrencies, stable coins, that whole thing.
Okay, so I got some notes here just so I don't get lost because I do that a lot.
No problem.
My brain's always going a lot faster than I am. So you have right here I have written down. So you have cryptocurrencies. You have what are called utility tokens. You have DeFi tokens. There's reward tokens. You have stable coins. And each of those things, all that it really means is that that's their use case. That's how they function. So you have a cryptocurrency, Verge. We'll reference them. XVG. They are a currency. It is mainly used to buy and sell goods online. They have partnered with several big websites. I actually know the original dev. He's partnered with Manny Pacquiao. They do a lot of charity and stuff now. And its main use is to send value. I started saying value instead of money because I feel like that's an important threshold people need to get through too. Just value. I think money, that's old. It's this value. Value can be anything now. And so, yeah, that's how they function. Then you have utility tokens. Take the Ethereum network, for instance. Any action that you really take on there, whether it's a transaction, staking, sending back and forth, which I guess is technically a transaction, but everything on the Ethereum network, you have to spend Ethereum for the network to function. They call it gas fees. There's a lot of different blockchains that have similar mechanisms as that, but that's essentially what some of these utility tokens are. They are needed for the chain to function the way it's meant to function. In order, you have to spend it. So that's why I call it gas fees. It's the fuel.
Got it.
DeFi tokens. I don't want to get too far into decentralized finance because I think that just gets us way out there. I think we're sticking more to some basic concepts for today,
Sure.
Which it just stands for decentralized finance. You can park your assets there. All the intermediaries are gone, so all the fees are pretty much gone, and I'm getting APYs well over 100% on my assets right now, on multiple platforms. Just whole set of risks that come with that. That's what we'll save that for another time. It's one of my favorite topics, though. Then you have stable coins. So with those, they're supposed to be pegged to whatever they're pegged to. Some Tether, USDT, was supposed to be pegged to the US dollar. They said they were, 85%, and then it turned out that they were only about 20%, and that most of their money was, what do you call them? Not IOUs, but I can't believe I lost the term. Paper notes, basically.
Okay, like a bond or something.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
It wasn't liquid.
Got it. Okay.
They still had it. They had backing, but it wasn't as liquid as it's supposed to be. And, if you're going to back something by $1, you want it to at least be as liquid as $1.
Sure.
If it's backed by $1, it should be. You got USDC. They're in a similar ball game. You have some that are there's some tokens that are pegging to gold. I told you I invested in Universal Gold, which is a Ethereum-based token that is pegged 1-to-1 per token to troy ounce, and that's backed through the Perth Mint and all these people in Australia. It's state backed, so if that's the type of security people, it's actually really cool, man. You don't have to pay for storage, the climate control that goes into storing gold properly. Transportability is gold's main issue. If it
Right.
has any issues, it's transportability and storage, because
Right.
you got a couple $1 million worth of gold. You can't just have it, sitting in your living room. I mean, yes, you could, but I wouldn't do that.
Not secure. Right. Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Right.
do that. And then you have other stable coins that are called algorithmic stable coins. And to my knowledge, none of them have been successful yet, but I find them to be the most intriguing because they're basically using an algorithm that takes into effect whatever. I don't know the parameters, honestly. I think it's market parameters that are set, and it analyzes all this stuff, and its value tries to kind of just stabilize in the middle there as like an anchor for all of it. Not that it stabilizes the other assets, but it will fluctuate with the assets so that it's constantly reflecting like similar value, I think. None of those I've seen have been successful. They get crazy, and it hasn't worked.
And see that is a good, it's another good jumping off point, because earlier you talked about these things, representing value, and you're right. That's an important distinction that we need to start making, because value, either a store of it or being able to use it as some type of medium of exchange for another type of value, that's basically what money does. But we're so, programmed over the centuries to think about it in terms of a currency issued by government. Okay.
Yep.
So I know the governments, and we'll talk about this, are coming out with the central bank digital currencies.
Oh yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The whole, I guess the thrust behind this is to solidify this whole industry and get it to where people are using these things as a store of value and also a medium of exchange. Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah. I think that's a good way of explaining that. It's like I was saying on that Facebook thing. It's like the currency part of the word. That's why I don't call it cryptocurrency. I'll either say crypto or digital asset. The whole currency thing, it's like you were saying, that's ingrained in our minds. And I mean, if you talk to some like really serious blockchain guys, they get like really philosophical about this stuff. I don't get quite as deep as some, but yeah, and it's something I was going to say when you were talking about this too. Our current monetary system globally is based on debt. So we're borrowing money from a government that makes it out of thin air, and then we have to pay it back through taxes, just the whole thing. It doesn't make sense. And that's where the whole Great Reset narrative comes into play, like a new Bretton Woods moment, because it's broken. You can't fix it. There's no way that you'll ever just remove that debt unless we all just decide that the 260 trillion global debt or whatever it is, it's just, if we all agree that it's gone, I guess that would work, but I don't see that happening.
Right.
But what excites me about digital assets, and not just digital assets, gold, a lot of different assets play into this, is that it makes more sense to me to moving forward, especially into the future, to have an asset-based economy. If I hold certain assets that have a value to you, and there's some sort of transaction that we want to take place in, there should be no reason that I can't hand you a bottle of this random aloe gel here. And if that's what you need, it like a barter system. Almost.
Sure.
Not exactly barter. I think there's got to be rules and stuff, but it should be. I mean, if you have a mountain of gold and that's what you want to spend at the grocery store, picking up some steak, it's Friday night and you don't want to spend fiat or whatever's on your other card. Oh, I'll spend some of my gold since I've had that for so long. You should be able to do that. And you should be able to earn interest on the value of your gold, in my opinion. You should be able to make loans to your peers using your own gold if you see fit.
And the technology now gives us the ability to make those different types of assets, like that one card that you were talking about. We'll get into that, but the technology gives us the ability to make something like that actually,
liquid.
work.